So what makes a stunt bike is essentially gearing. Gearing is the biggest change that most people notice to a stunt bike compared to a normal road bike. And the reason that we do this is so that we have an increase in acceleration. This allows us to do things at a bit of a slower pace, whereas obviously on a stock 1000, you know, you can reach speeds of 80 mile an hour in first gear. So we reduced the gearing, increasing the size of the rear sprocket. Moving on from the gearing, we fit a crash cage or a stunt cage, and that allows the bike to fall over and pretty much stay intact, and allows us to progress at a faster pace because we're able to put the bike on the ground. So this is the stunt cage that I use, and as you can see, it loops underneath the bike. There are a few different styles of stunt cages. I like ones that give me the most amount of ground clearance. But in addition to the stunt cage, we're using a top block setup with an extended mushroom. This doesn't come as standard, and this is something that I've customised myself, and what this does is prevent the bike from pivoting on the stunt cage and decking out onto the tank, which obviously we don't want. So looking at the front brake setup, there isn't very much from stock that I've changed other than the braided lines, and this prevents the standard lines from flexing, which increases over time as they degrade because they're rubber. So in addition, I'm using a high temperature .4 brake fluid to prevent fluid boil. So looking at the rear end, we've got two caliper setups. We've got the stock caliper here, and we've got the aftermarket caliper here, which is a front 4-pot caliper. We have an aftermarket caliper hanger on this bracket here, which is billet aluminium, as opposed to the cast, which is standard and a lot weaker than this that we have. Focusing on the left-hand handlebar, as you can see, there is an additional lever. This is for the handbrake and operates the 4-pot caliper at the rear of the bike. You can see from this angle, the foot peg is almost touching the ground, and the reason that it doesn't touch the ground is because I've chopped the probably best part of 1/2 inch to 1 inch off the foot peg, and this prevents the foot peg hanger from snapping. As you can see, the rear seat is not quite stock. We've cut a hole in that, which allows me to put my foot in the rear of the bike and enables me to perform different stunts. The rear fairing has been cut, and we've added in what's called a scrape bar. At the back of the scrape bar you can see the remnants of some titanium, so that when I touch the bar down we get some nice sparks off the back, which ties in with my brand. As you can see, this is a custom tank. This is shaped specifically for my backside, and I spent quite a lot of time getting the arse print, if you like, symmetrical, so that I've got a solid foundation while sat.
Sorry. Go on.
Start again. So, what are we going to talk about next? Maybe some action. I think we should go and do some action.
Okay, so maybe we should actually talk about where I'm sat.
Okay, scratch that. We'll start again.